You are listening to another Third Coast Nerds podcast. Only 108,693 days until I take over the world.
How many weeks is that?
Math. I don't know.
Pretty sure it's a random number just typed like this.
We should do a countdown. This is how many more podcasts we have until we die.
Yeah, but then
maybe she won't hurt us though, because we've been nice and let her make noise once a week for 7 seconds.
She's gonna make us minions. Like, we'll be alive. She's gonna take over the world, but we're the only ones left.
It'll just be the disconnected robotic bodies with animatronic faces and brains and souls and something that is ex machina, something that's already been done.
And
Simpsons, I can't think.
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it, and I can't do storytelling right now. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. So what the hell?
That's how we're gonna start. Just what the hell?
What the hell?
Well, I'm full of egg roll and crab wonton. And
you had like one of each. I ate a meal.
I had one of each, but we delayed the start of this thing for like 2 hours, and now I have the drowse.
The drowse.
I have the drowse. Not draws. I have the drowse. Got the draws.
I have draws.
Well, shoot, I was stuck in traffic behind a dude riding a bike.
Like
a real one?
He was pedaling a bicycle in traffic.
Like old school, huh?
See, that's when you play Queen Bicycle, roll down all your windows, and just play as loud as you can, and just like slow roll behind him.
I was behind him, but he was on my dash cam the whole time.
Yeah, play Bicycle. That should have been great on YouTube.
But you know what's funny is that when we get to the stop sign, like he gets up to the stop sign, the cars actually wait for him to go. I figured he would just roll with another car, like right behind him. No, he was actually in traffic with us, like literally. Like, there's a car, there's a bike, there's my car.
Yeah.
And he's sitting in traffic with us for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And I'm thinking, dude, you could just easily go to the side and just keep pedaling.
That's what they do downtown. Like, I almost run over them all the time because
they're supposed, when they're on the streets, they're supposed to behave just like any other vehicle. Yeah. But downtown, don't care. Don't care.
No. Aren't you supposed to bump them and change lanes so they don't know it's you? Like, I thought that was common practice.
That's what you did in my old neighborhood. Did the same thing with random Astro vans.
I was thinking about like GTA, just run, just hit him.
I've been in a car when an Astro van hit it. That Astro van was messed up in the front. Neil's Oldsmobile 83 had a scuff mark on the reflectors, and we kicked the bumper into place.
Well, statute limitations. You're good. You're good. It's totally good. It's totally legit.
No, we didn't hit it. They hit us. It was the back bumper.
Yeah, someone was following us, and they didn't realize that we were coming to a stop at a dead end that they had driven on multiple times. But I had a car that was older than me, and they had an Astro van. Oh, okay. So they curved to the right, so the left front of their car hits the back right of mine. Well, my car was made of steel.
Yeah,
so there was those cars. They had these two reflector tape, like that was half red, half white back there, so you could see it. And like there was a scuff mark on one of them, and there was about an inch difference from where like you could tell the bumper was bent into the right. So yeah, we just went and kicked my bumper out, and their entire front panel was messed up.
The best was is we're in the car, and everyone's fine, and Neil goes, "Get out, holding your neck."
Yeah.
So you got four of us get out of this huge ass car, and we're all like, oh. And when they get out of the Astro van, they're actually in pain. They're like, oh, it was good stuff.
I really feel like there's some kind of like Duke Nukem reference. Like we need to have the soundboard.
Well, sadly, I think there was another time that he almost hit me. Or almost hit someone.
They're bad drivers.
And I remember Robert Ritchie was in the car, and there was a computer in the back of the minivan, and there was no middle seat. So when the brakes got slammed upon, the computer slammed upon Robert. He has such bad luck. Like, I slammed his head in the minivan door once.
Yeah, we were raiding a church for toilet paper to TP a house. And he gets in, and his head's not in yet. And Neil's like, "Let's go," and just slides the door. And I'm sitting right there, right? So I see it.
And you didn't even step in.
So I'm just sitting there, and it's like slow motion. You see him like this, and then you see him like with his eyes kind of, and the bounce off of his head. That door, I've never seen do that. Like it's not supposed to. So it's just boom, and like barely bounces back, and then he's got this line on both sides of his head, and he's just looking at me like, oh, this is the worst headache ever. And my first thought was, I wonder if it's like putting your head in a vice. Because that's what I would imagine that being like.
Well, to be honest, out of our circle, he does seem to have the narrowest head.
It used to be round.
Yeah.
He used to have a circle head, and he was in the circle. Now it's narrow.
And it's very flat on the sides as well.
That may be my fault.
Could be you.
Yeah, too bad the door didn't go this way. Otherwise, he looked like Stewie.
Believe it or not, this is going to be a popular look in a few years. Just live with it for now.
Just let evolution take over.
Just let it go, man.
Oh, that's good.
So, reading up on a couple of things. Deadpool releases tonight. Mm-hmm. The writers that wrote the screenplay have stated the next thing they want to tackle is X-Force.
Nice.
They're fans of the Liefeld, and they want to make X-Force happen.
They're already in talks of the sequel. Same writers doing Deadpool 2.
For Deadpool. Yeah.
Like, nice. Like you know, like with Guardians of the Galaxy, they already had that plan. I mean, the end of the movie was like, it's coming.
Yeah.
But Deadpool was one of those ones where it kind of had a slow roll when it started. Everyone's like, eh. And then the more Ryan Reynolds you got thrown down your throat on the internet, it was like,
because no one took it seriously. No one's going to be like,
exactly.
They're not, after what they put in Wolverine, they're like, they're not going to do Deadpool right. And then Liefeld is like, they're going to freaking do, because Deadpool, like, Liefeld's not going to pull punches.
Yeah.
Liefeld's like, I think they're going to do it pretty good. They're going to, and then he showed the footage at all the Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
Like, he had the footage from what sold him on the movie. And he's like, dude, you got to see this.
He has been their whore. I will say, like, he is the perfect whore for a movie like that.
Yeah.
Because,
well, he seems to be a genuine fan.
Well, that and almost everything he says is it's like a tweet machine.
Yeah.
Like, already, just because of who he is, so when you put him in that situation and, he's just eating up. I mean, everything. So, I mean, I think they did good.
It looks like I'm going
casting.
to see it at 2:30 on Saturday because I just got Center Row, Center on opening weekend. I'm pretty happy right now.
And how many smacks in the mic are you going to use to confirm this? Because it doesn't sound disgusting at all ever.
I lost count. Let me start over.
Yeah, like we yell at the dog when he's licking himself because it's loud as hell.
I decided to drink a lemonade, which is not a smart thing to do before a podcast.
Now it makes you pucker.
Because I'm just...
Oh, well, please continue making the disgusting sound, because I'm sure it's not...
I'm going to laugh when we come up here next week and you have one of those discs between him and his microphone.
I'll remove it.
But yeah, he
John Perrell.
Yeah, I guess he heard on an interview that they were talking about making a sequel already, and he's like, well, they're going to have to make another costume because I wore that shit home. Like, the last day of filming, he just walked off set with it, and the costumer was like, you want to go ahead and go ahead and turn that in, take that off? And he's like,
no.
And just kept
Why
walking.
now?
just went home in it.
And then, of course, he's wearing a mask. I was like, it wasn't me.
Yeah. I like the idea. I like the idea, though, at the wrap-up production, like Ryan Reynolds sitting in traffic wearing the Deadpool costume, just driving home.
The best is, like, whoever's driving him home. Because he's not going to drive himself.
Yeah.
Like, he's sitting in the back of, like, some Bentley or limo or something in a Deadpool costume, probably drinking whatever whiskey or whatever, yeah.
He's probably hanging out the sunroof.
Yeah. But imagine how hilarious it would be if he tries to do like the Adam Savage, where he goes to San Diego Comic-Con in disguise, in costume, and then enters a Deadpool costume contest and loses to someone else.
That would actually be awesome.
Well, to win a Deadpool costume contest, you not only have to have the mask on, but you need to take it off and show that face, that glorious face.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to win you the costume. And if he takes his off, he's not going to win. Well, he probably would win because it's him.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of hard not to
how
give it
could
to
you?
him. But yeah.
Yeah.
He couldn't not let them know it was him without taking the mask off.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he ever spoke. If he ever spoke, it would probably sell it immediately.
See, what I would do if I were him is I would wear it to like a con or something like that, but I would record myself saying a bunch of different phrases that I haven't put out on everything that's social media right now that's for the movie, and just walk around playing that so people think, oh, he got all the recordings from him, and then reveal at the end like Cranston did. That could be fun.
It could be. You should tweet him.
I don't want to.
What you said was way too many characters for a tweet.
I could do it.
That's like a very well-crafted stalker letter.
If you can't send your message in emojis, Twitter is not for you.
Yeah.
I might be able to do that. How many emojis are there?
Thumbs up, peace sign, dookie with flies swirling around it. We're slowly de-evolving back to like the Egyptians.
Yeah,
you know?
like
Pictograph.
hieroglyphs.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter.
But I was reading some analysis where some linguistics guy was saying that is the closest to a universal language that we'll probably ever achieve is emojis.
I could see that.
Yeah, that's what they use as doctors. They have the little thing they hold up that's like pain level, and it has little faces. So if you see him, his eyes wide open, he's a 5. They're closed, and he's kind of like red. He's a 10. Like
it just goes through the motions like, you know, happy smiley face, and then all the way down at the end of the scale where you're just like mouth agape and it's just resting Republican face. Right there.
Well, I think until China takes over the entire world.
China number one.
Taiwan number one. Taiwan number one.
And until that happens, I do think emojis are probably the easiest way to get
Yeah.
it. Unless you have something you really want to say that requires, you know, adjectives or adverbs or.
I just hope that
I
I'm
think
never
that's
getting
covered
to
by
the point.
emojis too.
I hope I'm never getting to the point where I'm trying to troubleshoot something with emojis.
Oh,
Like the only thing I can do is turn it off and on again. I got that emoji. That's it.
It's like, sir, how many red lines are coming from around the face on your emoji? Oh, that's not good. Your emoji is angry.
If you're in that age range between say 20 to possibly even 30, if you haven't had kids yet, just look forward to the fact that if you do have kids, most likely when they're in their teens, you're going to have to go through therapy and communicate with the therapist and the kid through nothing but emojis.
Yeah, you better
And-
stock
and
up on
text
that
messages.
Rosetta Stone.
I should become a
that covers
therapist.
emojis.
Oh, until really sensitive college bitches like get to the point where emojis trigger them as well. Because like words hurt, so now we have to get to like, well, pictures hurt too.
I think we might be able to create a curriculum based off of like emoji communication and attempt to get it submitted to Rosetta Stone to see if we could have people.
Yeah, but
How-
What
but
about the
because-
audio file? What's that going to be like?
No, because like the whole Rosetta Stone is it teaches you through pictures. So you're teaching a
That's the
language
beauty
based
in it.
on pictures. It's you bastard!
but-
It's Inception teaching. It's Inception teaching.
Well, that and like you can
It's
think
pictures
about like,
of people looking at pictures, and that's how you learn the language.
So yeah, you see the red frowny face, and then you hear red frowny face, and then you see red frowny face in text, and then everyone knows it's a red frowny face.
But but the picture of it on Rosetta Stone is a red frowny face looking at a red frowny face. It's a really dejected Native American staring at a cartoon. Some of these are just jokes, people. Sometimes these are just jokes.
Oh yeah, I think this is our big money maker. I think we need to write the Sam's Teach Yourself Emojis in 24-hour book.
Okay, you do that, and I'll do the audiobook.
I mean, well,
You
what
write
is
the
that
book, I'll do
book?
the audiobook.
Just a dictionary of all emojis.
Well, there was a I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look it up.
You can make it twice as thick by doing a glossary.
I can't find my emoji. What's the glossary says? It's on page 3. There it is.
Like you have a question, you can have like how like the textbook in school they have like the questions and all that. They have the answers in the back. You can triple it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's this thing. A friend of mine, she started hitting me on Facebook, and there's this thing called Bitmoji, where you generate emojis with cartoon versions of yourself in them. Because I was like, you're finding an uncanny number of emojis that look just like you. And she sends me the link, and I'm like, oh, this is a weapon that some people shouldn't have.
Yeah.
That was a big thing on Facebook for a while. I've actually blocked people because they used it too much. They were like, this is how I'm feeling this morning. And then they show a picture, and I'm like, I don't know what that is because I've never felt that way because that looks retarded. They spoke in only those.
You don't like. I feel like Big Teeth Sparkle Eyes. That's how I feel. I feel like Big Teeth Sparkle Eyes, and you're not allowed to say I don't feel like Big Teeth Sparkle Eyes.
But I don't know what that means because I've never big teeth sparkle eyes. I got tiny teeth.
So if we were to translate, if I am to
No, I see this now. I actually see this. Picture Sarah McLachlan music.
I want to be a white girl just can't even translator for the rest of the world.
No, our training we do it on PBS or whatever channels that are educational nowadays. I don't know. But essentially you have to relay the emotion associated with the emoji in the training. So like if it's all angry face or whatever, you then show a picture of their children dying. And you have to personalize this. So when you set the software up at the beginning, it's like, please load a picture of your family, of your dog, of your car, and all that. So it's like, here's your car with a bunch of shit in the seats, like literal shit in the seats. It's like, oh,
So it's like
I'm a
calibrating.
purple frowny face. But then there's butterflies in your car, like pretty butterflies coming out. Not too many to scare you, but just enough to make you want to smile a little bit. This is how we train people emojis. I think we could do this.
Okay,
So that means it's almost like Dragon Naturally Speaking. You have to calibrate it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I'm going to play something, and you tell me the emoji. All right?
I can't hear it.
Yeah, we try
You're
this
bad
a lot.
at this. Yeah.
This tells me that there's a kid in Ethiopia that has a dog and a cat.
This tells
and
me
he hasn't eaten. But you know what? He has a dog and a cat.
So what's the emoji for that?
He has food. question mark, puzzle piece is what.
Awesome.
And also Thesaurus. What this tells me too is that this is going to be the longest commercial break of the entire show.
Yes, it does. Actually.
Because that commercial is going to air twice.
Yeah, back to back. And the bad thing is, then a commercial you actually don't mind watching, you're going to get to see the last 6 seconds of it after the second version of Sarah McLachlan is on.
Yeah.
Because they just pasted it over another one, and someone else is paying for that time slot.
But Sarah McLachlan honestly doesn't care about the kids, doesn't care about the dogs. She's like residuals.
Exactly. She's like,
She's
like, you know what?
She deposits it at the end of the month.
If she even does that,
send it to the kid in Africa or those pets. She's like,
do you think
I
she
don't know where
pulls
that
a
money
paycheck
goes.
from that, or that every time that they play her song, they have to donate money from for her? So she just gets these exceptions at the end of the year. We played your sick puppy commercial 293,000 times at $1 a piece.
In December.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, to keep up I could see, it would be the best. It would be the best just to imagine Sarah McLachlan, like the residuals off the Dead Puppies commercials, falling. So she just carpet bombs Detroit with puppies from the sky.
It's like, oh, the mess.
Yeah.
Oh, cleanup people would be pissed for years.
Yeah.
He's like, film it on the ground.
Well, that took an interesting turn. So
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what song and who would be the person that's doing the commercials about all of the dead puppies on the ground. Because they'd have to do a new one.
Like, if you put it into perspective, if she's getting residuals off this commercial, which airs all the time,
yeah.
she's only had
She's
to
made
write
more money on that than she did on writing the song to begin.
She's only ever had to write one song. It's all ever just one song.
It's not even the whole song either.
Right?
That's not even a song.
See, and I never got it because she's like in the arms of an angel, right? Well, those dogs are lonely. They ain't in anyone's arms. So why are you playing
But it's
that
kind
song?
of the best deal because all dogs go to heaven, hands clean.
We don't know.
Done.
We don't know that for true. No.
Disney doesn't lie.
This is true.
I think they do.
We're working with very clear-cut emoji-based facts here. Okay.
The hieroglyphs are on the wall, Kyle.
Never say emoji and facts in the same sentence. It's not good.
This is an emoji-based reality. Okay. There's no.
What if he has an emoji of the little hammer a judge hits? I mean, it's got to be the law.
It's all pictures.
Gavel.
It's all pictures. So the nuances of an idea like Schrodinger's cat just doesn't exist. You either have a picture of a box or you have a picture of a cat.
Or they could just, when you open the box, the cat's half dead and half alive.
Or it's an emoji that has a picture of a box that says cat inside ... or not.
That's going to be great when we add the next dimension to our computers and you can smell the box.
Oh no! Oh, what's in the box?
If you smell what the box is killing.
Now, part of this training, Neil, should there be? So you have emojis, which are the still ones. What about emoticons, with the moving ones?
I don't believe in emoticons.
No,
they don't work on paper.
It depends on the paper.
Well,
if you
can't put it on a dollar bill, I don't believe in it.
well, by that time,
you
like
fold the
you'll
dollar
be
bill
so
enough.
advanced already that paper will be moving.
Right.
Or in a not too distant future, you have a Bruce emoticon, which are emotions that are conveyed through nothing but images and moving pictures of Bruce Willis.
I was thinking Bruce Campbell.
That too.
Yeah. Give me Bryce. Is Bryce Bruce plural?
It's whoever gets to it first. It's whoever. We are creating industries.
I think it's Bryce. I think two Bruces.
If you have
Bryce.
two Bruces, it's a Bryce, right?
Yeah. I
So-
mean, if we follow the
Or
laws of
wait.
Bruceages.
So if you have a friend named Bryce, does that mean in the womb it was two Bruces and he ate one?
Could be.
If you
No.
have
No,
a
they
person named
converge.
Bryce, it means his mom was a stripper and never loved him anyway.
Oh, that's sad.
What emoji would you show your?
It's a dollar bill with one half covered in dookie, the other half covered in glitter. Next question.
Nice.
If it's half and half color, how do you know it's a dollar bill?
Because George Washington's face is very, very sour. How's that for an emoji?
I think that needs to be emoticon. Like, that one needs to move.
You want to see that happen?
You need the glitter side to be a little bit more fluff and the poo side to be flat, and then like his face. Getting
I'm just
worse.
saying. But
Wow.
he's on the prime meridian of the dollar bill, where the cocaine is the richest.
Ah.
Yeah. So he's George is feeling okay. Like, look, man, like
Well, at least that part's clean enough to.
my
like,
powdered
stop.
wig's covered with dookie, but glitter's all ahead. Got to keep looking to the future. I'm full of answers today. Someone promote me. Put me on your corporate team. Come on.
What drugs are you on? I want some.
I'm on that no-name brand sweet tea that you scoffed at last weekend.
Oh, I thought you had some of that apple juice you've been drinking every week. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
one of these weeks he's just not gonna like finish. This is not gonna be good.
Well, no, I was hoping that would still be in there, and then I can make the apple pie moonshine and just pour it in and see if he notices. So he's just like, this no-name apple juice is much better than it was last week.
This no-name apple juice suddenly turned into fuel.
Why is this flammable? Why are you checking? That'd be the conversation.
Well, that was fun and exciting.
That was a nice adventure. That was a
If
nice
anyone
adventure.
can't tell, I hate emojis and emoticons.
Yeah.
Both.
Well, you might like this.
Like, I get more upset when I type like a colon and in parentheses, and it makes the smiley D face with like no. That's not how I feel.
Put a space. You got to put a space for it not to turn into the little animation.
Oh, in Link or Skype, you can just go turn it off. You can turn off emoticons altogether.
I don't use those.
I communicate old school with words.
That was one of our requirements. We had to look for a chat program, so I had to go and talk to a bunch of different. And when I give them our requirements, and I was like emoticons, like, oh yes, we have. I was like, no, can I turn them off? They're not allowed to use them. Like, I don't want them. And they're like,
Yeah.
so like the one that was highest on my list for recommendation didn't have it like at all. They're like, we don't feel that that's needed when you're troubleshooting.
Right?
And I was like, y'all are the winners.
But would it be interesting, like from a management perspective, where if you're out of the office, you just receive an emoticon with a building on fire? You're like, this conveys everything I need to know. Looks like I'm taking a long lunch.
Actually, I believe there is a work from home emoticon in Link.
I believe so. I believe I've seen that one.
There's like a universal, was it like dictionary or something that explains all the emoticons or emojis or whatever?
I feel
Am I
like
even
that.
saying it right?
I feel that the fact that exists is an immediate fail on if there has to be an index to translate what they mean, then emoticons have failed
Hold on.
completely.
If that exists, that means it has to exist on Urban Dictionary as well. So you know the second meaning.
But it's like I would create. I could see that for things I would create because I would probably create like retarded stuff. Like, oh, it's a dude.
They're mentally ill.
mentally ill pictures.
Yeah, they're not retarded.
Let's go ask the red face picture, like Emoji, what he thinks.
That dude has been trying to drop a deuce for a week and a half now, and it won't come out.
See, you're already confused by... No, he has a sunburn.
Right? Like, this red face thing so far has been an Indian, a dude that's constipated, and a random white dude who just burned when he went outside.
He's probably
what if
a
you put him
ginger.
next to a fire?
Well, I
There'd
think
be a little brown.
So if you have a yellow smiley face and then a fire and then a red smiley face, did he just cook himself?
No, there's two people sitting around a fire. One of them's an Indian.
what we've learned, well, in that case, what we've learned is that the struggle is real and universal, and they should probably have a Sarah McLachlan song to represent it.
By the way, they were both Indian because the other one was yellow.
Oh, that's wrong.
Judges,
Hey, no.
we'll count it.
Technically, you don't know which one I was talking about. There could be an Indian and a sunburned guy. Like,
Emoticons are bad.
Or if it's reincarnation, it could be an Indian that was reincarnated as a star.
Like a star emoticon?
Like an actual burning giant ball of gas in space.
Oh, no, because when I think star, I think you're like invincible in Super Mario Brothers. So like I see star and it's just like go. Like you are safe until the music stops.
No, that's the one that makes Mario stand up. Because have you seen the Mario Kart with in wheelchair?
I don't have that version.
No, apparently
You got that going on your Raspberry Pi? Is that on Retro Pi?
No, apparently somebody on Facebook posted that. Well, Super Mario Brothers would be cool in a wheelchair.
Mario Kart, old folks home. It's like a Tony Hawk style, like you can
But you
grind
pass
all
out.
the rails.
But you pass out in the middle of a race.
Yeah, instead of having
randomly
blue turtle
fall asleep.
Yeah, instead of having blue turtle show, you have what like blue pills.
Right? You got to eat the pudding.
You turn a corner and forget why you're racing.
All of a sudden, the track just stops.
every time pudding time starts, you don't know where the track is. You just go to the right. Where's my pudding?
Oh,
And if you spot a TV with Matlock playing, the race stops for an hour.
yeah.
Unless they're back to back.
Or Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Quinn. It should play more. I'm just saying. I haven't seen it in forever. I want to see an episode.
What, Dr. Quinn?
Dr.
Quinn,
Quinn.
Medicine Woman?
I don't.
yes.
She had that one thing, and now she's slipping jewelry on, for what, Zales or something
But those
like
diamonds
that.
don't stop moving.
No, it's
She has the open heart collection.
It's the Open Hearts
open,
Collection.
The Open Heart Collection?
Yeah, it's the open heart collection. Because the hearts aren't closed all the way. It's like half a heart, and the bottom it's like the other heart like that, but they don't touch, so it's the open heart collection.
So is this
Apparently,
for
the person that
doctors?
doesn't want
I don't
Dr.
know.
Quinn to play knows a lot about her heart.
Yeah.
They play a lot of jewelry commercials right now during basketball
Yeah.
season because
Sure,
of the weekend.
Sure.
Oh, I guess it is a
Yeah.
You got the.
Sure, you're not
It
watching.
is.
It's
Most of us think this as Deadpool weekend.
It is, isn't it? You buy something for Ryan Reynolds and send it to him. Is that not what we were getting at? Like he likes bling.
And for others, it's NBA
Chinese-
All-Star Game weekend.
It's Chinese New Year.
And then there's them.
The Year of the Monkey.
And
where they go on news programs and make the dragon dance, and white people pretend to know what's going on.
China number one.
China number one.
Well, apparently, I sent that video clip to you a long time ago, or like a few weeks ago, about in Chinatown they lit up I think it was 500,000 fireworks or something.
I thought that was in Mexico.
No, that was in China. Fool.
It looked like Mexico. It was very dusty.
No, Mexicans would use that as artillery or IEDs. They wouldn't even use it for entertainment.
We just want to make sure. We just want to make sure that we get in that we're going to offend everyone.
yeah, every time
Everyone's
Kyle
included.
talks, I'm like :X question mark.
Well, well.
You broke the show. : /.
That's the symbol for the little question mark guy.
Okay. Well, anyways, to finish out the Asian.
Oh, you want more time for Chinese New Year over here? Is that
No.
why you came on?
No, it was table tennis by face. I was going to show you.
Yeah, that was badass.
Yeah, I sent it to Chad and you because Kyle's already seen it.
Yeah, that is definitely if it's possible to pull it up on the screen. I think people need to see it. She apparently is too poor for a paddle, so she just swings her head and hits the ball.
Yeah,
it is freaking amazing.
I think
tonight might be the night we break Chad. I really do. There's like enough tiredness where
Chad, it's like this. Look. She's just going.
Oh no, he's playing right now.
All right, guys, here it comes.
Okay, so she's in the background.
Yeah.
So apparently, if you're too poor to afford the equipment, just improvise.
She must really love metal. Dude, we need to put metal song to this and like make it work.
I think we need to start a GoFundMe and buy her a paddle.
That little symbol, the little phrase that came up, it meant what does traumatic brain injury feel like?
Okay, so if we were to equate that video with an emoticon,
oh god,
what emoticon would it be?
:8.
Infinite sadness.
No, and then you have the close parenthesis.
No, not what it is. You don't want to try to make an emoticon of her hitting the ball.
I think
the
that's more
emoticon
fun.
of how that video makes you feel for our training.
Oh, equal sign.
Oh,
Yeah, the big eyes, right? Let's do
Equal signs, big eyes.
You have colon, little eyes, right? If you got little beady eyes, that'd be you. And
All of
then-
this just makes me think of the 401k presentation we had today where the guy
Screw
just
you, by
wasn't
the way.
prepared to speak. He's like, well, you can take a look at the chart in the background because obviously just the line's going up, and that means good shit. Okay.
the chart's upside down, sir.
No, it's
It
sideways.
started up and has gone down horribly.
I want that to be. Hire me for this job. I can do this job. Let me stand in front of a room with a suit on. And just go. Well, obviously the line's going up, and that means good stuff. That means things are good. Okay.
Unless, of course, that's the scale.
Look, I'm wearing a tie and a blazer right now, and it's as easy as ABC.
So it's
It just clips on.
it sounds like you need to start a consulting company because
Yeah.
most of them that I work with, that's what they do.
That's
They-
about it.
They
Yeah.
dress
That's
up
about
and
it.
they go, "Look at me, I'm fancy. There's words. PowerPoint. The end. Add me on LinkedIn."
Look at how shiny.
the
Look
mic.
at how shiny and flat the toes of my shoes are. They've never bent because I Gumby walk everywhere.
They're like, "Do
Nice.
y'all like cufflinks? Because I'm wearing them."
What's the emoticon for useless tool?
a blank space.
Are we talking about a person or an item?
Yeah, that could be that could be the emoticon for the person. It's a shovel with a broken handle.
But that would also confuse people because what if you're saying I have a broken shovel? What do you do?
It could also see this is where the emoji and emoticon thesaurus comes in because that can also mean a thing that I completely forgot just now.
He's cracking.
I just remembered it, but it's
What was
stupid.
It? What was
I'm
it?
not gonna remember
Do
it.
it. Do it.
It was like this is the emoticon for I don't dig it.
No, that's the
shovel.
shovel with the circle and the slash through it.
Oh, okay.
When it's like life's a garden, dig it. The shovel works.
I don't think he's tired anymore.
It's not often you get to throw in a good Joe Dirt line like in conversation. So when it happens, you have to enjoy it.
Oh, that's wonderful. What's the emoticon for that again? Like, because if you just have the shovel, it means that I dig it, right?
Right.
So if you had to have the shovel and the garden next to each other,
Yeah.
But it could
So-
also
But wouldn't that confuse people if you're like, I'm gonna go home and dig a garden? Like, then it's,
But it could also mean it could thesaurus. It could mean a couple other things too.
You gotta
It could
put it in
mean that
quotes.
I have killed someone. Please help me bury him.
Well,
Well-
your shovel would have rope next to it.
yeah.
Because if you're going to kill someone, the first two things you do is throw a shovel and you throw a rope in your trunk.
Yeah, those are needed.
Yeah, that's
And-
absolutely
Yeah,
required.
like a lime.
Actually,
Yeah.
rope can be substitute for duct tape.
Yeah, I mean,
You can have either or. So it could be the tape or the rope or both.
You
if
realize
you're an
if anything
overachiever.
happens in the future, this counts as premeditation.
But then what if, hey, but then what if you're MacGyver?
We
and
won't
you have
use it. We'll use. No, I'm
But
not
what if you're
gonna tell
MacGyver and you need a rope and a shovel to build something?
you. If you're MacGyver, you just need chewing gum and a toothpick.
or a paperclip.
No, or a bar of Hershey's.
Toothpicks don't really, work with electricity.
I figured it out.
Hershey's
If you're doing the quote, it would be the shovel in the garden in quotes.
So you want to signify that it's a quote by putting it into quotation marks.
So the one the quotation.
Or I mean, it's
mean for something
either
else.
quote or crying.
But then what if the quotations mean something else? A different emoji. Or
Well, they don't
emoji.
mean-
okay.
Is there a way to only put Kyle's microphone into his headphones? So the entire day he's talking and he can hear us and himself. But we just don't put any of that into that.
No, we just patch it to China. Get a kick out of it.
So let's go to MacGyver. Let's go back to MacGyver. We've talked about this before, where like MacGyver would be completely useless nowadays because everything is answerable through a smartphone. Do you think MacGyver would still try to MacGyver even in the face of technology? Like you have these options. You have a rubber band, you have a heavily soiled pair of panties, and you have the cell phone with the world's knowledge accessible by your fingertips. And he's like, panties. Now.
What size are the panties?
Yeah, I think that has something to do with it.
Take your pick. Take your pick.
Do I need to jump out of a plane anytime soon?
What is
Well,
the
see, that's the thing. The new MacGyver was Jack Bauer, and he just needed to be intense for 24 straight hours to solve any problem.
Whoa, like in a tent?
If this doesn't end by midnight, I'm going to have an aneurysm.
I see they've casted someone else for the new one, maybe.
They
have another
one?
Yeah, they're going to reboot it with a black Jack Bauer character.
Oh, that's racist.
Yeah.
affirmative action?
I don't know the guy they're doing. I don't know what else he's been in. He may have been in.
You say the show is racist. The same show that had a black president before we actually had a black president.
Yeah, but wasn't he assassinated?
That means
Was he?
Yeah.
I never made it that far in the show.
That means it's the progressive, right? Progressive that way.
Like Flo in them commercials.
Because now
No,
they
actually, he
make-
was with Allstate. He wasn't with Progressive. That was Flo.
Yeah. So if they do the black Jack Bauer,
Conspiracy. Flo, white girl, also wearing all white. Double conspiracy.
if they do the black Jack Bauer, no one can die. He
Black
has to be
Jack.
the first one. Like it kind of runs the show.
That's why you put another.
Like it
character
takes
out
everything
there.
out of it. Like no one's gonna die. It's gonna be fine.
Please forward all your letters to Kyle Bostic. Whatever address this is here that no one that delivers can seem to
When,
find.
when anyone asks where he lives, he sends them a pin.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Follow this dot. When it starts beeping, you're there.
Just wait for a guy with chopsticks sitting with a bib on the street corner.
It's at the corner of : and
It's semicolon /
Quotation
X
mark,
slash.
semicolon,
and an X
slash,
that represents
quotation mark.
chopsticks.
quotation mark. Okay.
There was a commercial where they were speaking in emoticon, like they were
How
doing
do
like
you verbalize an emoticon?
just like you're doing now. They were like : D, like there's
Hmm.
is
I'm about to look.
Well,
it up.
how do you? What's the emoticon for
colon
that
D
sound?
could also have something to do with diarrhea.
what's the WTF face like? Are we really doing this as a species now? Is this us?
I guess we are.
What if? Okay, so if you're doing the simple
It's
ones, right?
such
where
it's such a contrast because there's still dudes trying to walk across Antarctica and we're communicating with pictures, and there's people who can't get clean water. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's the most.
No, it's time to get to the next level.
What a time to be alive.
We have the semicolon, the slash, all that kind of stuff. Now we just need to change certain sections of it to different colors because we've had that long before font and color and size.
Yeah, we don't want to. The colors are too hard.
Just the next step. That's the next evolution.
Well, then how is a colorblind person going to be able to write in emoticons?
They're screwed.
They're screwed. No one will love them. They won't be able to procreate, and they'll just vanish from society.
Yeah, they're not part of the
So
new world
problem
order.
solved.
The way they'll die off.
Emoticons win again. It fixes society.
They'll die off lonely and not seeing red, and that's the way just God intended it. You know.
And if you don't study in school, you won't be able to do the hungry emoticon, so you don't get fed and you die. We'd have the stupid
So
people.
that poses another question. Emoticon Braille.
I just want to see a blind man going through there. And he's like, "Oh, fuck you!"
No, he couldn't say that. He's gonna have to say emojis.
But yeah, I think we found the
now.
hole in emoticons.
Well, he can't.
Although, that would lead me to believe that there is some software that reads emoticons out loud already.
There's all I see now.
There's a translation software.
All I see now is a blind man crouching over a desk, taking a giant steamer, going, "Is this a clear enough emoticon for you? Is this a good enough picture? Does this convey my emotions appropriately?"
What character should I use for this?
Is there a hashtag in Braille?
You know, I tried to shove an ampersand up my ass, but it didn't fit.
Yeah. The title of this one is Offending Emoticons.
Oh no, the title better be just in emoticons. Like that's it. Odds are it'll be our highest downloaded episode yet.
Yeah.
So you need to do a hashtag emoticon, and then an angry one, and then a racist one.
Just do a hashtag of Chinese New Year.
Is it sad that everyone was like, "What are we going to use for the racist one?"
Yeah. All this episode is just 3CN versus liberal college. That's all it is.
Y'all want to debate? Call us. We'll have you on.
Coming to a safe space near you.
Oh wow.
What is
What else is going on besides pictures this week?
No. What's the offended emoticon?
The offended?
Yeah, if you're offended, what's your emoticon?
Depends on how offended you are.
Really offended. Like this podcast offended.
It's a stick figure setting himself on fire.
Or is
Ask
the
her,
stick
she'll
figure
let you know.
setting him on fire?
She probably knows
Setting
about
himself on
emoticons.
fire.
Okay. Do they use the same one for Ash Wednesday?
Oh. Yeah, but it's not a stick figure; it's a double stick figure because they ate a lot the day before.
No, that's when you put a little hump on the side. Oh no, that's for a pregnant woman. Sorry.
No, the pregnant woman is just a D.
Capital D.
Oh God.
Of course, I'm picturing a lowercase d, so I'm like, why'd you give her a fat ass?
No, a D.
I'm flashing back to like Ash Wednesday's past when I swear the pastor was drunk because he wasn't trying to draw anything that resembled a cross whatsoever. It's just everyone gets an oval. Everyone gets an oval.
I saw there was a drive-through
So he was
place.
trying to do an emoticon then.
Yeah, he's trying to draw an emoticon.
Or painting a target. I was aiming for there.
Why did I get us back on this?
You did it. I attempted to stray us away from the pictures.
I don't know. That's all I got. All I got is sounds. Where's the emoticon for mouth sounds? Shh.
Every time I use that emoticon, someone thinks I'm whistling at them. I really feel sorry for people who are listening to this in their car driving anywhere.
Make sure you wear
Actually, I feel sorry for anyone who's listening to you.
Make sure you wear the pins.
This is more entertaining than traffic.
It is. It is.
What are you going to listen to? We going to listen to 97.5 or something? Like, yeah. Let's listen to the freaking stripper announcer voice guy.
What's
in between?
97.5?
What 94.5, whatever it is, the
94.5,
buzz.
yeah.
What is that asshole's
Rod
name?
Ryan show?
Yeah, Rod Ryan.
And then plus his sidekick, whatever, the one that laughs at everything.
Oh yeah. That's his built-in laugh track.
Yeah.
I can say it's been over a year since I've listened to real radio or
It's been
over the air radio.
Probably 8 years.
The only time I listen to radio is when my iPod loses connection.
I pull over and I turn my car off and turn it back on so it'll pick it back up.
No, I pull over, reach into the center armrest and disconnect it and plug it back in again.
Yeah. The only time I listen to radio is Astros, Texans, or Rockets if I'm on the road. That's it.
I don't even know what channel they're on.
It's all AM, so you have no chance of like hitting. You have a better chance of hitting some like radical Southern Baptist preacher,
Which is
just
funny.
ranting.
Yeah, Neil gave me the wrong channel, or I think I read it dyslexic when I was trying to listen to the Rockets game on the way from Conroe one day, and I ran into that. There was a dude screaming at me about religion, and I was like, The Rockets game comes on after this? I thought it was already in the first quarter.
My favorite
it's
is when
halftime.
you cross county lines and the message gets way worse. So like you're driving from here to Louisiana, and it's like after you get out of Harris County, and a little bit further, you're like, "What did my radio just say to me?"
Yeah. It does. Like when you're driving through, like if you're driving east, like driving back through from Tennessee, driving back through like Alabama and stuff like that, you just like scroll through the dial to figure out if the radar's clean for you to stop somewhere.
So that thing is still in the same voice.
Yeah,
It's the same dude.
Yeah, it is. It sounds very close. You just
It's like they're brothers, and one's a little bit more conservative.
Yeah. It's a call to action, call to arms right now, Jesus warriors. It's a call to action.
You know what? Someone's going to be listening to this in their car on the way home from work. They're smoking a cigarette,
And
the
they
windows
just-
down,
yeah.
and that's when they turn it up.
Right,
So
exactly.
the person driving next to him is about to ask them, "Can I cut in front?" And then they hear that.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, wait." So you just saved someone from getting cut off. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Numbers Deuteronomy Leviticus. If you see a rainbow flag, it's your duty. It's your duty to pull over and set that man on fire. He wants to flame. He can feel the heat.
Yeah, I can imagine somebody in Montrose playing that podcast through their car.
roll your windows up for this one, guys.
I'm sorry to all my friends that live in Montrose.
For everyone that's playing this at an office right now, LOL, you just got fired. What's the emoticon for get a box?
Right,
What's the emoticon
it's a
for
box
not
and a
safe for
peace
work?
sign.
Yeah.
And then a
Box with
teardrop.
the deuce.
Right,
And a teardrop. Just a single teardrop.
It's like honestly, if you listen, I don't know, probably no one, because no one else really is interested in this fucking sideshow we have going on right now. But it's 2016, and we're still having major candidates that are discussing, like, not a mention of the Flint water crisis. People are just getting lead poisoning like crazy. But let's see if you really feel like how do you feel about dudes butt fucking? That's what we want to know. That's what we want to know as a nation.
Yeah,
Like,
apparently they passed a law somewhere about Pennsylvania or something.
yeah, like, it's still like,
Yeah, that's illegal for oral sex, and I think for sodomy too.
yeah. It's just like, there's one candidate going somewhere. I was like, I just want to know when we're going to put blacks back in the field. Like I don't know how we're still dealing with this shit.
yeah.
It's maddening to listen to it. Like if you want a good sideshow for this Coen Brothers movie we're living in right now, there was an excellent short film that Funny or Die just made.
You mean by short film? Do you mean like
Like an hour
50
long.
minute? Yeah,
It's an hour long thing with
Yeah.
Johnny Depp playing Donald Trump.
Yeah, I listened to about 25 minutes of that today,
It's
and
dead on. It's
it
scary.
was pretty good.
It's so good.
And there were a lot of surprise actors that just popped up.
Everyone.
Yeah, I was.
You're waiting for Matt Damon.
Yeah.
You're waiting for Matt Damon.
I know. I was like, when is he going to space? When are they going to get Matt Damon?
Yeah.
They need Matt Damon to fix this problem. I know he can do it. He can farm on Mars. But yeah.
He pops up in the background, just like he sees Donald Trump's a candidate. I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this one.
I'm going back.
I'm just going back. Just cryostasis. Wake me up when he's not here anymore.
Yeah, I've been not paying attention. My voter registration card came in the mail, and I
Mine
was
did
like,
too, and I'm like,
oh.
I don't.
See, y'all are
why?
suckers, because I was like, that's not worth it. I'm not being blamed for any of this shit.
Well, then you will be blamed for it.
No.
Oh yes.
No, you can't vote for the right one. There's not a right one. I'm
Well,
sorry.
it's people that get caught in the trap. But it's been going on for so many of the past elections. They get caught in the trap, and they think the two names that are on the card is all we can choose. Like, you can write in someone else, except for in Tennessee where they passed a law where you can't write in a candidate.
So you could vote for Dude McFacenstein?
Dude Face McFellenstein, 19.
No, I think because I thought about this once before, and I still didn't register because I was like, they're not going to win if I write them in. But I think we should do a campaign for Jon Stewart and see if we can get him to win just based off write-ins.
I just put the zombie Adolf Hitler.
Dude Face McFellenstein. Are you tired of the common candidate? Do you want a candidate with a name so ridiculous it just doesn't make sense? You have the question, what country is this man from? Dude Face McFellenstein. Is he alive? Does he have bolts in his neck? Is he really hyped that the McRib's coming back?
Oh, I hope not.
I've never had a McRib.
Neither have I, because
And it's not rib.
I know I probably had one as a kid, but I mean, it's cardboard with barbecue sauce.
I don't understand, like, because Ed, the Sir Ed, man we've been missing. Oh, it's silent. Sorry.
I'm really confused if you're really upset or you have to take a steaming shit right now.
Now the,
You're trying to keep him from sneaking through the gates.
Or he just got fired and he left the box behind.
now the lemonade made it to where I couldn't talk for a second. So I was
What's in
like,
the
moment of
box?
silence. Shit, what was I saying?
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Next.
All right.
Well, we Kyle has fulfilled his requirement for the show.
Right.
I remember, though. So the McRib
And he's going to do it again.
looks like it should be ribs.
Trollception.
My secret. Looks like it should have ribs, but there is no bone. Why would you eat that?
Kyle really wants a bone.
This coming from the guy who gets the boneless ribs Chinese delivered on a regular basis.
They cut it from the bone. Like, that's small strands. I ordered the other one, and I'm like, oh, there's bone. Ordered this boneless. I can tell they just cooked the other one and cut it off and charged me a little bit more. I'm okay with that. Like, it still came off of a bone.
Or
It
it's like
doesn't
when you-
look like a bone should
Tastes
be
like a
there.
cat either way. So
Oh, yeah. I didn't say what kind of bone.
there's a lot of space between cat's ribs.
Depends on the size of the cat.
Well, apparently there was one cat that was like almost like 60 pounds.
That's a fat cat.
Yeah, it was a really fat
That's
cat.
Garfield
really-
after a lasagna cat.
That's a really big order. of
Look,
boneless
it's not
ribs.
Yeah.
not the size of the cat in the barbecue. It's the size of the barbecue in the cat. Okay,
No, there's a big piece of barbecue in that one.
the hang tough.
You know, you
poster.
always have these like turduckens and stuff, but what if you like forced a cow to eat a pig who just ate a bird and then kill it and cook it?
So you make nature play Saw.
yeah.
I think that'd be more like that human centipede thing.
Except for they're not eating with their assholes.
Well, only one of them isn't eating. The rest of them are.
The only thing that I enjoyed from like the Human Centipede movie was the South Park spoof.
Oh, I didn't watch
Where
the
you had
movie.
that-
I watched
I
the
only
spoof,
watched
and that
the
was
spoof.
it.
The spoof
Yeah.
was great. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, cuttlefish.
Well, because didn't they tie that with like a terms of service agreement?
Yeah.
So that's why it
Yeah.
felt like
They
home.
did the Apple service
Yeah.
agreement, and then they became part of the human centipede.
Yeah, human
Yeah.
sentai pad.
Yeah. Why don't you read the agreement? Why?
I can't remember the last time I read an agreement.
The last time, like when we worked at that place together.
Oh,
The one that everyone knows by now.
I guess so. But anyway, like I had copies printed out of the terms of service with sections highlighted and tabbed because like you would get on the phone as a supervisor. It's like, well, you agree to this. I literally don't know what else we can talk about. Like,
where are you from?
Oh,
Yeah?
so you actually read
Do you like
from
basketball?
Because I just made shit up and said they agreed to it.
no, I read the entire thing, highlighted it, and I was like, if you'll go to your terms of service, go to this section, this paragraph, like down to the line, like here, this is where it says that we don't care.
Right below there's an emoticon.
Yeah, it's just a shrug.
right?
Like, I don't know what to tell you, player. It's over. That done.
Just wave.
Yeah. What's the emoticon for the MASH theme song?
That's the Rafflecopter.
Rough. so many like text to speech translators are broken out because they don't do the demon voice. Swah, 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 swah. That was the best thing.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
old days.
Rafflecopter goes swah, 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 swah.
You really should see how Robot Lady says that.
I tried. it just she's like the Rafflecopter goes soy, soy, soy. I'm like, damn it, man, that sucks.
So we can tell it was written in Asia.
Ruh-roh.
Just give me a bottle of salt to pour on this. A bottle of liquid salt.
No,
gonna take that, Zach?
You want MSG. We don't have salt. We don't use salt. I'm not insulted. You need Ed for that.
That was puntastic.
I like punny better.
Yeah. It's a lot like bunny, though. And
It's getting close to Easter.
Tastes like chicken. Oh, sorry.
Did you ever see the? There's a video of. I think we've talked about this guy before, but there's a crazy Australian who does these videos.
Yes.
Of him just wrangling kangaroos with his bare hands.
I thought that dude died.
No, different one. So
Okay.
you have Steve Irwin that would be like, oh, he's upset. I'm just gonna rub his belly, right? That was his
Stick
thing.
a finger in his bum.
This guy like strips down and like puts mud all over him and like pretends he's a tree, and then as a kangaroo hops by, he jumps out. He's like, "Oh, she's a little angry." It's like, yeah, a tree
he
just tackled her.
He just reaches out and grabs these animals barehanded. He hid in a watering hole in a bunch of brush, and he's like, "You can see the tracks. This is where deer come through daily." He just waited, and then all of a sudden got this gigantic deer in a headlock, and he's like, "Settle with me, mate. Settle, settle." It's like, what are you doing right now? Like,
Did you not see the last man from your country that tried this?
yeah, he's got a pair of gym shorts on, and that's it. And he's got a deer in a headlock, going, "Settle with me, mate. Settle." Like the deer understands English.
Yeah, there has to be a
Everyone knows deer speak emoticon. You need to have a piece
Right.
of paper and have really great sketch skills.
Well, deer do know where to cross the road. There are signs for that.
yes.
Yeah.
So
That's the best comment ever. Is when they're like, if the deer's always getting hit here, they just need to move the sign. Like,
Yeah. So one of his things was he was going to flush out rabbits, and rabbits have like I guess in the Outback steakhouse in the Outback they have like these big networks of tunnels. So he would put nets at one end of the network. And then the only thing else you had to do was go catch a bunch of the deadliest snakes known to man and stick them in the other holes, and they'll flush the rabbits out because rabbits apparently know these snakes are super deadly. But the dude's okay to like, I just gotta go pick this snake up real quick. That could kill me dead really quick.
yeah, but see that leads me to another video I saw that I think it's just people in Australia, because you see this like two chicks just sitting out, and there's like a little party going on, and there's just this giant field, and you see
is there a brown chicken and a brown cow?
no.
Oh, I hate you.
You see this little movement, and it's like the friggin' king viper snake, like that real deadly one, that's just going straight for her. And she's like, oh, and she just stands up, grabs it, and chunks it.
Wasn't
like
that
a solid motion. I'm like,
whatever snake was featured in that movie with J-Lo?
no,
you know,
it wasn't
the
an
King
anaconda.
King Viper.
It wasn't
King,
anaconda. It was
Yeah,
the
it
one
wasn't
with
anaconda.
it was the one with the little like it widens here and then
King Cobra?
maybe that's
Cobra.
The one.
Yeah.
So
The King Viper.
the King Viper Cobra. I don't know. There's a car named after it too, but
Is it pit viper?
but I mean, it's going. She just picks it up and throws it, and just like what, and turns around like it can come back. Like that thing was fast. I don't know. I think it's Australia. I'm not going there.
It's a boomerang snake.
They got they got spiders the size of my car. It's not cool.
You fulfilling the role of Steven Seagal today on the podcast, Kyle. I love that the Tom Segura has a whole bit about Steven Seagal, and he's like an expert on everything. He's like, they call that helicopter a Skippy. I'm like, well, how do you know? Like, listen to it. Skip, 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 skip. I've been flying helicopters for 57 years.
You're 42. It was a long pregnancy.
Hashtag occupy the womb. Broke sack.
Oh, that was too funny.
Chad is broken.
I'm broken because he's broken.
Look at Kyle.
Y'all are cracking me up. Y'all just keep laughing back and forth.
So this just in: Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Space Jam have to share the same universe.
Oh, yeah?
Explain.
It was on the internet. It's true.
I've already scrolled past it. We got to go to something else.
So, the magicians has been renewed for season 2 already.
Yeah, I saw that. There was something else that was just renewed for season 2 as well. But I forget what it is, and obviously it's not important. Moving on. Magicians.
I didn't like the last episode.
I haven't seen the last episode. Are they already done with the season?
I don't think so.
But I think you don't like the most recent episode.
Yeah, the one that just came on Monday or Tuesday.
But they renewed The Expanse as well.
Oh yeah, nice.
Did they?
Because it's already had its full season run.
It was 10 episodes.
Yeah, and they've renewed that for another season as well.
Cool.
So good times to be sci-fi, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, because we were talking Sci-Fi Friday like 15 episodes ago with Killjoys and Dark Matter, and now Expanse and Magicians on the opposite season. So I mean, there's a few good shows to follow now.
Yeah.
I mean, Haven's done, so it's gone.
Yeah, Kyle told me to watch that The Expanse. That was actually pretty good. But when he told me to watch the Shannara Chronicles,
I still haven't watched it past the
Yeah.
first like 3 episodes. That
I'm
I
still
watched.
mad at
Yeah.
you about that.
No.
I think I'm
about
like 3
it.
or 4 in.
When you're watching it, if you think this is MTV, it's a good show. If you watch it thinking this is sci-fi, it's not a good show. So you got to get the mindset right.
Oh, that show could still fit on Sci-Fi.
Well,
to be honest,
It would have to change.
it could
a
fit
little
on
bit.
Sci-Fi or CW, but it couldn't make like a premium.
Well, see,
channel.
if it was on CW, you'd be okay.
You'd expect it.
No, but the fact that like I
expect
mean, there's
more
a
from CW
big
than
ass
MTV.
MTV logo
Yeah.
on the side that just bothers me.
So it's the logo, really.
Yeah,
It
Because
does.
The fact that it's music television.
So
That's
put
what
it on your
MTV
computer,
stands
put a logo over that logo, 3CN will work, and just watch that. Give
for.
us
Shameless
credit.
plug.
But it wasn't like MTV, I guess, in like my era, wasn't always music either. It was, I remember MTV for Beavis and Butthead
Yeah,
and The Max, and
they did a lot of Speed Racer too.
Aeon Flux.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, that whole block. What was it called? Like Liquid Television or something like
Yeah, I
that.
think it was Liquid Television.
Yeah, where they had like Eon Flux, The Max, Beavis and Butthead was usually in there somewhere.
Yeah, see, for me, when I started watching
Daria.
MTV, was like, I mean, when I started watching MTV, there was no shows. It was just basically just all day music.
That's because you're old.
Not that much older.
It really didn't start doing like probably early '90s is when it switched over and started doing non-music stuff.
Well, because like it was fine with the small stuff they had, but when they started doing the road rules and all that, and then they started doing the marathons, you're like, no, play music instead.
Well, what pissed me off is that they had MTV, and then when they started doing all those shows and whatnot, they created another channel called MTV2, which was like all the
Yeah.
videos.
Music
Yeah.
videos.
Well, then after that, then they started getting inundated with that. Now they have, I think, it's not MTV3. They have MTV like Hispanic now. Or
they also have
something.
MTVU.
MTV La Ocho.
Maybe that's what it's
MTVU is a university channel. MTV University. When I was in college, they had nothing but videos and stuff up there.
called. Yeah, so Road Rules.
Well, it's
Are
kind of
they
like an
educational?
interesting contrast
Huh?
Is it
between.
educational?
No, I mean the main song I remember seeing while I was at school is for somehow every single day, A Bad World from Gary Jules came on, and I got to see the music video for that every day when I ate my chicken strips.
You mean a Mad World?
Yeah, Mad World.
Okay.
Well, I have like
so that's
I
how you knew
know
when it's time to get chicken strips.
Yeah, it
Mad
was
World came
when
on.
Mad World came on.
I know people who witnessed the birth of both. Like my mom remembers very clearly when MTV first launched, and it was like 10 minutes of what the hell is happening on TV right now. Because there was a spaceman, there's all this crazy color stuff going on, and all of a sudden they launched. No one had seen a music video before. They launched into Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing."
Sure was Dire Straits. I thought this.
I thought that was the first one. She
the
remembers.
first music
She remembers
video
that.
was it Video Killed the Radio Star?
Was that the first video?
I just remember Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah,
Baby
'cause
Got
that's
Back
a,
a lot.
Okay, that's a trivia question. First,
That is a trivia question. But so when MTV2 first launched, Monkey calls me, and he's like, dude, there's some weird shit happening on TV, and I can't look
Video
away.
Kill the Radio Star.
That was the first one? Okay, so it was that song then.
Second was You Better Run.
Okay.
but
But
because after you saw that video, you probably wanted to run.
And then She Won't Dance With Me.
yeah, when there's
You
been
Better
like
You
a
Bet.
history. Okay, we got it, dude. There was a history of MTV launching with like just really weird content. Like I remember when MTV2 first launched, like they ran 24 hours of just nonsense. It was almost like a horror video, kind of like The Ring or something like that. It was just it was a bunch of
Yeah, I
like
don't remember that.
it was like a bunch of random vignettes of things that just weren't connected and didn't make sense and didn't take time to explain anything to you.
I just liked MTV too because that's where I could watch like all the vintage, like the old school stuff, like the Smiths,
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails, Depeche Mode, the old
Yeah.
stuff.
I miss that. Like after, like you come up, like when I was in high school, you come home and there's pop-up video.
Yeah.
Pop-up video was kind of cool.
Yeah, pop-up video was pretty cool.
And then it turned into that one show, TRL.
TLC.
Yeah,
TLC
No,
was the name of the
TRL.
band.
Total Request Live.
Yeah.
Total Request Live.
I hated that guy. I wanted to push him out that goddamn window.
Yeah.
Carson
Except for
Daly.
when Joe Dirt was on that show. That was funny.
Of course, you would know what his name
But he's
is.
like he's the prequel to Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, he is.
He still does shit.
But you think about it this way, like the host, whatever that dude's name was, like to think that like Ryan Seacrest is a less intimidating version of that guy. You know?
Ryan
Like-
Seacrest probably has made 10 times more money
Oh yeah.
than that guy did too, because that dude's everywhere and he's putting money back. Like he's being smart about it. He knows his face ain't gonna last long.
From what I've seen or from what I've heard other people discuss, that dude works
Oh yeah,
all the time. He's got like a 4-hour radio show that airs every day.
Seacrest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Seacrest.
Oh yeah, he has his own like was it production studio or like
He's
he has his
a
own,
busy.
like label.
He's
or
turned it
whatever.
into a career, like
Yeah.
big time.
No, he's turned it into like a conglomerate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think some of the shows that he's hosting or whatever is actually like produced by him or whatever.
Yeah.
It's under the
To-
Seacrest brand or
Yeah,
something.
to turn being the least intimidating and least threatening guy since Dick Clark into a career.
Well, actually, wasn't he the well, the first time I heard of him was I think it was American Idol where he was that the host or something.
He's like, you suck, but we're gonna put you on TV anyways.
Yeah, I think.
Huh.
Yeah, I think that's when I first actually heard about him or
Well,
seen
because he wasn't originally the host. They brought him in to be a judge, I thought,
him. Was it?
and he thought he would be better as the host or doing that kind of stuff. And they're like, well, we already had this other dude. So for the first year, you'll notice there were 2 of them that were hosting. And then on year 2, it was just Seacrest.
It's sad that you know that. I don't know if we can be brothers.
Oh, before American Idol started, they had a little like 30-minute like video thing on that Simon dude. And it was just like 20 minutes of him telling people they were idiots. It was great. But that was one of the things they were talking about with him. So
No, it's just somebody bumping.
Yeah, and then you heard the boom from the amplifiers. It's like we got a lot of low end, and it's not coming from my in ears. I don't know where that's coming from.
I'm out of things to talk
You're
about.
out of things to talk
Yeah.
about. Okay.
So
And here goes Kyle trying to troll again.
actually, I was told about a game today, and I want to get your opinion on it, Neil. So this game, it's an MMO RPG. They're trying to make it.
I was about to say, if it's the sequel to the Knockout game, we're just going to stop the show.
It's supposed to be like an MMO, but it's close to like Rust type stuff. So there's gonna be very little magic, and when you do like, say you're a blacksmith, you put 20% copper, 30% whatever, and like it tells you what kind of alloy you make. You get to play with it, right? What?
Point the mic at your face hole.
Better.
Yes.
Would it be better if he showed you the emoticon?
Because the entire show, it's slowly been going like this and further and further and further and further.
So don't you do it? That's my thing to do. So yeah, I always have to do that to him.
No, that's my thing to do. No. Blow.
So blow where you need
Blow
to.
where you
That's
need
where
to.
You're going with it. So it has that to where it's like incredibly realistic. Depending on how you sculpt your armor, depends on if the hit's gonna hurt or not. Right. The thing that I don't like about it is, so for communication, you know how you normally have like zone chat and then like world chat. That doesn't exist. If I want to talk to you and you're in a city over, I have to walk to that city or write you a letter and give him money to walk it to you.
Yeah,
like
that
the real
game
world.
won't last long. How are they going to do guild chat?
There is no guild chat.
Yeah, so the only thing they could do
You
would,
had to be in the dynasty.
yeah, no.
Yeah, they told me that part, and I was like, there's parts that
Nope.
really good. That's going to make it fail.
Nope.
All right. I just
probably
wanted to make sure I wasn't alone.
It's probably being was it produced or sponsored by WhatsApp, so you have to use their app, huh?
Right.
But,
You must use WhatsApp on your phone to contact each other.
I'm going to look at it a little bit more because there's some other aspects that are really cool that I'd like to talk about a little bit. But yeah, that was the one thing that I heard today, and I was like, that's the dumbest idea ever. Like, you're going to have to just use third party to talk. Why can't you just put it in the game? Because people are going to do that anyways. I'm not going to pay him to walk him a letter, and he could die and someone steals my letter.
Just so you can say
I'm just gonna open up AIM or something.
I want my ones and zeros to get there now.
I can't believe you didn't get my emoticons.
Sad face.
and then you gotta pay someone else to send a sad face.
Just draw on his back.
Just imagine in a world. Just imagine many years from now, like someone just turns the switch off, and everyone's used to communicating emoticons, and that's the language it carries forward. So you have like this sort of reset on things. We get back to medieval times part 2.
Medieval.
And they're doing the whole like scroll with the wax and putting the ring in it, and the ring, the little picture of the seal in the ring is just like
a penis.
Cardboard box, deuce, you know.
I have one of the seals from the Game of Thrones.
Yes,
so
you do.
write
Yeah.
letters and send them to people.
Where's my letter?
I ain't writing no letters.
From the House of Smiley Face.
Right.
You couldn't afford to pay me to walk it over.
Handle my light work. Well, I guess we've got a show in.
Yeah.
What's the emoticon for that?
One thumb up?
One thumb up.
But
Yeah,
I think this
Facebook
was a
thumbs
2
up.
thumb up, right?
What's the emoticon for like, hey, you did all right?
To me, it's a screenshot of Luis Scola, and it says he look okay.
That's a meme. That's
Yeah.
not an emoticon. That's a meme.
That's my emoticon. My emoticons are more complex than yours.
You don't like the moving ones.
How can you type that
You
up?
get him a meme.
How can you type that up on a keyboard, man?
Well, see, that's the thing. You just create your own language where you, much like you do with that command line for Microsoft.
DOS.
No,
PowerShell?
PowerShell, where
Okay.
you can build variables. So for me, like $D would give you a completely different image. So like basically you learn emoji code.
But Neil, what does the D equal? What
Douche.
does the D equal?
Dumbass.
That would have to be a picture.
That depends on how big of a D I send you.
You got the joke. You got the joke. The other two didn't. You understood.
I waited too. I waited to see if anyone else.
Oh, yeah,
See,
nobody.
I play disc golf regularly, so there's a lot of times my first text message on a Saturday morning is, "Who wants to play the D?" So,
Neil,
yeah.
I wasn't thinking disc golf. That's for sure.
but yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I could see in your eyes you understood.
Yep,
And it was the safe place.
the safe place.
It was the safe place. No one knows where this is going. You do. It's a very safe place.
No one knows where the D goes but me.
Let's well on the D. I guess we just end with the music.
That's usually the best way to stop it.
Yeah. Just
Once-
play that funky music.
Kyle's got the
white
scrunchy
boy.
face like he's taking some of the D.
He's a poop stoop. A poop
You got to
stool.
work on your timing, because if you would have said that and then immediately the bass dropped, it would just like, yeah.
See, mine's on it's a C for cheese wheel.
What? Well, until next time, cheese wheel, everybody.